today we're going to cast an actual PvP game that I took place in, and we will go down the list of folks here. So in this corner, this Skybeam is Jure83. You fans of the channel who've been around will know Jure. He plays Space Engineers with us often. He is an aficionado of things that go boom and also of blasting zombies.
True facts.
And over here, we have Lord High Admiral Candor. Lord High Skull Admiral Candor, I believe, now that he's been playing Helldivers for a while. It's literally Skull Admiral is his...
Really?
Yeah, so this is the Lord High Skull Admiral in the southeast corner here.
Who also plays lots of
games
Space
with us,
Engineer,
yeah.
yeah.
And you'll recognize his voice isn't in this, obviously it's a replay, but he is featured prominently in the Wedded Not Deaded series as like the only guest star. And up here we have Fonzie, who we've been playing with recently. She is our resident Kiwi. I think she's our only Kiwi.
I think so. I think that's right.
And all of these folks here are having a great time playing bar. And then I'm up in the upper left corner in the northwest, as is fitting.
And we asked these fine folks if we could cast the game.
Yes, we did. And they were okay with it. So we're going to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to unpause and let her play. So let's turn up the game sound a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh, right. So this is the funny part. I actually had to go to the bathroom and had to take care of something, and the game started without me. And so for the first 45 seconds, I do nothing, which does not bode well for me. So we're going to look at Dre here. Dre is starting with triple mexes and then going into a lab. I would generally put an energy down.
Power, yeah.
Yeah. Nope. He figures it out real quick.
Yep.
And then over here, Candor.
He's got power.
He's going
got
full eco here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he changes his mind, decides to put some more metal. Fonzie going more traditional power metal lab. And I'm finally up and going. Here we go. Look at me go. I'm so good. I was panicking. I live streamed this game, so this was exciting. So, and I'm also just throwing down some metal. I'm just on these double mexes, and I'm going bots because there's lots of hills on this map.
So, is that because tanks have trouble overall? Most of them have trouble going uphill.
Bots are able to traverse more rough terrain than tanks can. Tanks are faster on these flat bits, but there's all these craters and stuff all up and down these sides. Like these areas and these areas are really tough for tanks to traverse. So, let's see. I don't know much about what Fonzie was doing. She went right into maces. That's a bold move. Yeah, rushing maces. Plasma bots are hard to deal with early game, but they're a little slow on this map. Candor grabbing a grave robber to go suck up some metal. Jure already throwing his radar tower out. I think he has the first con out of anybody. Confirm that. Yep. Yep. And then I'm only just getting my grave robbers out because I had that 40-second handicap, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it can make a big difference in a game like this, especially when you've got pretty decent players. Like, none of us are super great at this game. Our OS rating isn't awesome because we don't play online enough, because we don't... Well, you know, sticking your hand into a blender is only fun so many times.
I mean, it sounds exciting every time.
It is that. It is exciting. Candor is quite good at all RTSs, and that serves him well here. Jure has been playing a lot with Zori.
Yes.
And has been gaining a lot of experience there. And Fonzie just jumps in whenever she can. Fonzie has a tendency, and you can see it here, to what is called pork up a little bit, as in porcupine, not the pig. We're not calling her fat. but she has a tendency to go with a lot of static defenses rather than units. And in this game especially, static defenses are almost always inferior to units. And if you look up here, I'm already with I'm behind on metal, but I've got these two bots and I keep on peeking up and over. Candor doing the same thing. Jiray and Fonzie not taking advantage of the metal on the map as much, which may hurt them later. I will say, pretending I don't know the outcome of this game.
I see that Jiray is making a push to Candor already.
He doesn't know. We don't know where anybody is on the map because we'd started free-for-all, so he's just exploring here. So this is just, what's over this way? And he's about to find out. So we've got our first engagement of the match here. Jiray's not even paying attention here, so he may or may not notice anything. This particular LLT, it was hurt on power, so it did worse with that. If he had stayed farther away, some of those may have survived a little bit better. Candor in a bad position here. He's only got one pawn, and his commander is way out of position. But if he can micro it right, yep, because they're damaged, yep, he may just pulls it off. Just pulls it off.
Like you can't even see the health bar on that thing anymore.
9%, yeah, 9% on that. And Jiray now building a wall to the north out of units. Fonzie over here with a respectable defense force of maces and with laser towers everywhere. This is something I find with a lot of folks, and well, she's also not quite enough energy, you can see that. This is a great way to defend your mexes against AI, but it doesn't work as well against players. LLTs are more like suggestions than actual rules. They're more like guidelines than actual guns.
So what do you suggest against players?
So LLTs are great as like a, hey, let's slow them down while we figure out things. These are protect from scouts and small pushes. But ideally what you want is have units. Fairly quick units that are available to move into the area when trouble starts. And she does have some of that, but maces are pretty slow. If you look at a mace there, speed 46.
So what do you have going?
What do I have going? I have a bunch of pawns because I'm freaking out because
you were late.
I was late. I'm convinced I'm going to lose at this point. I believe I told my stream, I am totally going to lose this. I'm way behind. But looking at the income, I am not behind. I am actually top income of the match. And I'm not sure why that is. Do I just have more mexes than everybody else?
I think it's also because...
I've got my reclaim going on over here. It's eating all these. That's making a big difference. Which is boosting my economy, helping me to get these out. I think Candor might have... No, Candor's not expanding that far. Jiray doing a good job of expanding. Yeah. Jiray knows that expansion is life. You'd think Candor being British would know that expansion is life, but I don't know. Let's see, so yeah, and this is more of a picket force, so if this got seriously pushed, I would have collapsed backwards. I would have given up all these mexes. See, I've got a couple of laser towers here, and I've put them in such a way that they can both fire on units coming up this way.
So I noticed, I mean, like, you push out your line pretty consistently.
So that's vision. So if you look at player view, you can see how much vision that gives me compared to, like, Fonzie.
Right.
She has a lot less vision. And on this map with all the bits around here, you can see how bad the radar is. So I've got a second one there. I think I've got a third one, yeah, right here as well. But there are still blind spots where things could sneak by. Like, I can't see these. If I had a radar right here, I wouldn't be able to see those units because they're inside the crater. And this is a good way right here, camping on these two spots to make sure that I can't get in there and, like, naked expand with a bot.
Yeah, although I feel like he kind of forgot about them.
It's possible. It happens to the best of us, which none of us are. None of us are the best. We're all pretty mediocre at this game. But I find that watching the lower skill games can be rewarding as well. Because you get a lot more back and forth.
No.
Oh, we've got, looks like another engagement coming up right here. Maybe he goes into the hole. Does he hide in the hole? Nope. He sees me. He attacks. He goes, I have superiority. And I immediately contract backwards to run away. He blasts my guys. I didn't even notice that happened. And then I collapse on his guys. And that line contracts and I get a lot more DPS locally than he's able to deal with. So that's just a strategy. So like 1 or 2 of these guys, not going to do much, but you get 6 or 7 of them around any kind of ball and it's just game over.
Right.
Let's see. It's Candor over here.
Jure is really good at scouting.
Jure likes to get out there and like these forces of 5 thugs this early at less than 10 minutes are very frightening actually. Well, I think the scariest army on the board right now is Fonzie's. Yes, that's terrifying. That's a lot of hatred for this early.
I noticed that Fonzie doesn't ever put anything in a line. It's always
a group. Yeah. That's something that Fonzie could work on is because when you've got a line like this, they can all fire at one unit. If you have a blob like this, the stuff in the back can't always fire over what's up front. So it's important.
That was a beautiful picture.
Thank you. I'm drawing with a mouse. I'm drawing with a mouse. So just sometimes the mouse doesn't have enough cheese. I'm not sure which the next. It's either going to be here or here, and I don't know which spot our next engagement is going to be.
It looks like Jure's moving toward you.
Does. I think I've got him on radar now. I do. Yes, I start contracting my line, and then I see there's only 5, and I go, I'll just go eat it. I'll go murder his face. Nothing else happening. We'll watch the face murder. I pull these guys back because I think I can deal with it with half my pawns. And that's what is going on over here. Let's see. Not moving yet. Oh, we've got an engagement with Jure right here.
And Candor.
Jure's not here to micro his units, so I think this is going to get cleaned up real quick. Jure pushing forward, which is the wrong move against a ball of grunts like that. It'd be better to back up and kite, because when you get that surround bonus damage, it's brutal. As I demonstrated over here, but we didn't see.
You can rewind.
I
right?
cannot, not in this.
Oh, okay.
I could record again and show it, but I don't want to do that. This is just what happens when you're casting games. Sometimes you miss the action.
It looks like Fonzie is pushing forward.
Yes. Fonzie also...
Oh my goodness.
Lots of hatred there. Fonzie does not want to get hit by ticks. You can see all these Centurions. Centurions, very expensive, but very powerful T1 units. Candor's still just massing obscene amounts of grunts. Let's see, I have gotten to Tech 2. I am just pushing some hounds out. Jure is also at Tech 2. Pushing some termites out, which is an interesting choice.
I don't think I've ever used a termite.
So the spider bots like this, they can crawl up any terrain, like even like the sheer wall, they could crawl up, which is their advantage. Their disadvantage is they are heckin' slow. They just don't go very fast.
Fonzie is attacking.
Oh, get her, Fonzie! Candor's stealing Jure's corpses. But the mace is coming in. You can see how hard these plasma bots hit. And then the hordes arrive, and it's just like, look at that. They surround and kill. Candor's losing a lot of units, but the trade is so advantageous because of that surround damage. Even the Centurion not doing a lot to take out that horde, and now Candor has all that metal. And I think Fonzie wasn't even in that area. I think she was paying attention up here. And because of that, that's why microing your units in battle is so important. You can see I have resurrected some thugs from Jure as well. I have accepted his unit donation. Let's see, eco-wise, I am still pulling ahead. Looks like Jure's in second. Although Jure's energy is hurting. Well, Jure's fixing that with a lot of energy. I think I have a fusion coming up soon. Candor is still at Tech 1. Oh, there's this Tech 2 plant right there. Candor making an air lab, which is terrifying. And then Fonzie just amassing a huge horde of units at her base.
Yeah. She never really has good sight. So that's what, yeah. If I were to say do something different, at least get a line out so that you'd be able to see and move faster if you get attacked.
Yeah, and she's only got the one radar, which is
way back there.
Way back there, and that's not going to do her any good defending what little games she's made out here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I do think it's interesting looking at Candor's space, because he also groups, but because he's expanding as well. Can we see his player camera? So he can see all of the units that he's got, including the, like the metal extractors.
You can also see all the radars he's got out.
That's true. So he expands with radar as well. He's got airships going too.
Some bombers, yeah, just a few. But at this point, none of us have a lot of air defense.
Right, I know. So, but I'm just saying, because it wouldn't be fair to be like, oh, Fonzie needs to make a line, and then look at Candor. He doesn't have a line either, but he is pushing with radar, so he does have sight.
Candor's been doing some reactive play here. Candor's been hit twice from the north, so he's put most of his army in the north, because from what he understands, the hatred is from up here. There's a little bit down here, but most of the hatred has come from this way. So he's grouping his units in that area. And he's making so many bombers.
And then Jure seems to have little pods of people. That's how he has done it.
I think Jure is a pod people. I think that's what that is. So, and then you can see I'm just pushing this line farther. I'm making this line stronger and stronger, and just grabbing people, because this is one of the tricks of a free-for-all, is you don't know what's going to happen, and it's hard to want to really push into someone, especially this far in, because when you're just starting Tech 2, you're afraid somebody else is going to smack you just as you finish smacking somebody else. I think Fonzie is starting to go Tech 2, yes. She's the last to Tech 2, but that's not bad because she hasn't had any pressure on her at all. Nobody really has except for Candor. People always go after Candor.
I like that Jure has found the natural border there with that crater, and he's been using it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good natural defense, and kind of you get good radar coverage on the top of it. He's got radar here, so he'd be able to see any push I made.
Oh,
He's got
air.
Fiends. Yes, I do have air. I built some scouts to just see what was going on here, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen to them. Everybody else in the match is now hearing aircraft spotted and having a heart attack. So I may have actually ruined Candor's strategy by accident. He knocks me down with his anti-air bots there. This one actually gets all the way back over here, and I get a good look at Fonzie's base. I see everything. I saw everything. It was too late. I saw everything.
So, and then he's
Candor
probably gonna be shot down.
Doesn't have any anti-air despite having his own aircraft plant, which I don't think I saw. I did not see it.
So is that just, how does that work with the scout ships?
Well, he didn't fly over it, but I saw all this base, so I was just confirming basically where everyone was. So I can see Jure's to my south, Fonzie's to my east,
Right.
Candor's in the opposite corner.
So can you, because I don't use aircraft, right? So when you, I see you. Sorry, the baby is in here too.
She's not a baby, she's a toddler.
She's a toddler, but she's the baby of the family. Either way, I don't use air a lot. So when you are flying with the scouts, is there like you can see what they see for a certain amount of time, or you see what they saw and it stays that way?
So with buildings, you see what they saw. The map remembers where buildings are. It doesn't remember where units are.
Okay. Speaking of units, Dre is going up.
Oh yeah, Jeray's coming in with mixed force. This is a weird composition. He's got fiends and termites, and he's got a radar and a jammer bot so he can sneak in. So he knows I'm up to the north.
Right. Why is it a weird composition?
These are slow and tanky. These are get in there and murder stuff really fast.
Okay. But he's moving them together.
Yeah. It's still a weird composition because the units, in my opinion, don't really complement each other. Better complementary mix would be Fiends and Sheldons, because then the Fiends get sight for the Sheldons and the Sheldons shell everything. And
he is sneaking. Look at him.
He is sneaking. And then I have decided that Fonzie does not have enough air defense, and so I'm sending in some bombers and fighters. I send the fighters in first in order to soak up some anti-air. She has built quite the defensive position there, which immediately just starts wiping my bombers out. I don't think I even get anything with this bombing run. No, I get nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then I go, uh-oh, metal extractor lost. Oh no! Jiray almost gets me here. Because if you look, I got a fusion reactor right there. My commander's here. I can probably degun him, but there's a lot of really juicy stuff up there. And I'm desperately trying to kill everything that gets in the way. And I just get it.
Because those are fire. That's why he likes them.
Well, they're fast and they do lots of damage.
Right.
And you can see here why termites, like, they're tough and they do a lot of damage. But they're not really super effective. Mm-hmm. And they cost a lot of metal, and I just got a whole bunch of metal from that. He's got another group of them down here. I'll have to ask him why he went with the termites.
Yeah. I wonder if he was trying something new, because I've not seen termites used by, like, anyone. I like how he's got the one just hanging out.
Yeah. It's like, nope, absolutely not. Fonzie having some scary over here, some sharpshooters. Sorry, I had to retrieve a small child from under the desk where she was getting close to where plugs and cords were. So, apologies for that delay.
You can just skip it.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of a pause here. We're going to accelerate. ×2, ×3. See Kander building up an air force. I am also deciding that I am not today, bombers, not today. Jiray pumping out units here. Jiray actually exceeding my metal income, it looks like.
You're pushing, I think. Yep.
I am pushing, yes. I have decided that Jiray has Tech 2 and Jiray must die. I do not want Jiray to be able to push into me, and this is wise. I don't see any of this, but he is out meddling me by about 10%, which is not good for me. And then Kander continuing to pump out lots of T1 units. Not a lot of T2. He's upgrading his... He's going for an APHIS first, so... Since he's been left mostly alone, he's ecoing. Oh. Kander with the stun bots. These things are incredibly annoying. He's not microing them well, unfortunately. So these ones are going to get away. I am continuing to move south here at the same time. Getting right on top of them like that isn't the best, but is okay. They do a little damage when they blow up. They also have a... These guys actually have a self-destruct that blows up with a lot of bomb. So he's going up there, kind of goes, fine, you can kill Fonzie, that's fine. And then I have decided that I am going to find in here what's going on.
You're sharpshooting, I think.
Yes, I am sharpshooting things on the top. I only have a couple, I think. I have 3 sharpshooters. And then I just start slowly moving south, wanting everything dead. Fonzie making a move on me. She knows I'm over here. I dared attack her. Jurade continuing to significantly out-income me.
What is he doing about that? Because that's...
He's making
Okay.
He's making an array of crazy cakes over here. But all that metal is going into that, whereas my metal didn't go into making an aphis right away. I'm still building it. My metal went into building an army.
Right.
Which is currently slowly reducing his metal income. These two are currently hearing bang, 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 and going,
Right.
what is happening?
I love how... Because anytime I watch Candor play, Candor slowly takes over the map.
Yes. Map control is so important in this game. See, the termites are just not fast enough against these longer range units to do anything. And I see them, and I'm trying to stay out of range so they can't do any damage to me. Because if I can get a good trade where none of his units land a shot, that's what I want to do. And that's what's going to happen. Fonzie moving in over here. I don't believe I've noticed yet. I'm still down here. You can see my cursor bouncing around. Fonzie now showing up on my radar. Do I see her yet? My units do. And I realize, oh no.
Oh, yep, look at all that anti-air.
Yep.
That was a good composition.
She knew I had anti-air. These sharpshooters doing some work, but I think she's got some sharpshooters in her comp too. Yes, she does. So I'm panicking. I'm panicking hardcore right now. I have gunships coming in. Turn down the volume a little bit. I have gunships coming in, and then I have all my units come up here, and you can see how, again, my line is collapsed on it. And I'm trying to prevent her from getting into the juicy bits here. I pushed all my units forward as soon as I see her starting to get weak. Go for the surround damage and wipe the whole thing out. But that was scary. That was close. If I had not reacted quickly enough, that would have been me right there. Dre with a little sneaky force out front here.
He does that. See, so like I was saying, he does the pocket thing where he's got the pocket right there, and then he's got a pocket that's been up by Fonzie for a while.
Yeah, not doing anything with either of them, though. Which is unfortunate. Although he might have other things on his mind at the moment. That's certainly a good excuse.
Fast forward.
Pew, 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 and everything gets stunned. Termite's resistant to stun, by the way. Oh, we're gonna come back to one in just a moment here. Only battle going on. Dre feeling the end coming here.
He doesn't have enough stuff.
Yeah, he's spent all his eco, all his money on eco. He's got the most powerful economy by far, but can't take advantage of it. Doesn't have enough build power, and can't stand up against the horde of units I've produced. Is going for an experimental gantry, which if I had left him alone, this would have won him the game right here.
Right, because he had ecoed so much, he could do that.
And I stay away from that because it's hatred in a bottle. I start blowing that up. I see something on radar. It's his commander. Oh, gotta kill it, gotta kill it, gotta kill it. Boom, Jure is gone. At this point, they went, uh-oh.
Fellow commander has died or whatever. Enemy commander.
No, it just goes kaboom.
Oh.
So Jure's out at that point through no real fault of his own other than choosing to eco so much so early. when a lot of that should have gone into units. I feel the best thing to do in that situation is actually continue building. If you look up here, I've got 4 fusion reactors before I went into the APHIS, and just build them a little slower so I can build units up, because you can see I've got just a mess of units up there. As does Fonzie. Fonzie not messing around, 19 crossbows, does not want me to bomb her again. Candor senses something on the wind. Candor having gone into T2 vehicles. He's got an advanced bot lab, he's got termites coming out. But these T2 vehicles, these tigers are so tough. They're so tough. 5,300 hit points. And my bots are not that tough. My toughest bot is a welder. Welders have 3,100 hit points. And they're slow. So slow.
Speaking of slow, let's fast forward.
Nab just wants to be done.
No, I just know that it takes a while.
So,
I see you pushing up there.
I'm slowly creeping forward. I think I'm keeping myself off of Fonzie's radar.
Yep.
I'm not even in a radar range yet.
Nope.
And I'm just creeping and staying inside that radar shadow. I sent 2 spy bots in. I sent a spy bot down here as well. Want to take a look and see what she's got. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
So your spy bots, they're literally called ghosts?
Yep, they can see, but she can't see them.
Unless they get close to her actual units?
If they get too close to a unit, oh, we got a battle. We got an engagement here. It's not going well for me.
For you.
It's going great for Candor. These tanks just doing so much damage to my poor units. And the amount of bombers just doing terrible things to me. My hounds are trying so hard, but they just cannot go toe-to-toe with T2 tanks. I get a couple of them, but compared to how many bots I lose, it's a very bad trade for me. I'm trying to cut the corner here and have some of them survive by getting around where vehicles can't go. But these termites stay right on me and climb right up and over. I pull my fighters to make his bombers pay the price. Start just nailing his air forces here. He's got some T2 fighters, but I just have so many T1 fighters that it just does bad things to his air force. I think I take out almost his entire air force just in that engagement. And then I lose a bunch of mine because he's got a lot of Tech 2 anti-air. But I'm still building mine. He's not building his, really. He's got a few guys building. I just leave him there. I have now rezzed the commander, Jure's commander.
So you do that, like you sent a res bot down?
Many res
bots.
bots.
Lots, okay.
I should have pulled these fighters back. That's a big mistake on me. And this guy's like, I'm an idiot and I choose death. I don't know why he's going that way. I think it was just a click and drag. But at least he scratches this tank's paint before dying again.
Well done, little thing.
And then I believe Fonzie still can't see me. I get close enough to start firing. Do my best. She starts moving in. I start moving back, and I just have a much bigger army, and she has no idea. I didn't know how big her army was either. That's why I'm not pushing too hard. I'm afraid I don't want to commit too many forces here and just get messed up. Good. ×2 for a little bit. And just... those welders are just brutalizing her front lines. You see that?
Yeah.
They have an AoE, and then I surround her, and that's all she wrote for her defenses. And then I take out her base defenses. Like, these are great units, but against a large army, it just doesn't matter. Her lab goes down, and this is pretty much the beginning of the end. She starts coming towards me. I would have run away and hid at this point. She starts de-gunning, I believe. I bring a bunch of other guys in here. And down she goes.
That was her yippee-ki-yay moment.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Looks like you officially have that other commander up.
Yes, and I haven't done anything because I was busy killing Fonzie. So, I'm worried right now because Candor is good at this game.
And he's mostly been left alone.
I'm worried right now.
Yeah.
I do have an eco advantage. Very significant energy, slight metal advantage. We're going to go ahead and accelerate this again. Times 6. Candor coming in with a scout force. I see it coming. And I just obliterate it. Because it's just scouts. But I was afraid of it, so I moved my pawns in to see what was going on. Which helped a lot, because otherwise some of those guys could have gotten in. And when a lot of those light units get inside your lines, that's when you start losing some of the lighter units.
That's how I lose a lot of my base components when I'm playing against AI, because they get one bot that goes, I'm gonna run around and kill everything.
Yes, so I always try to make sure that I don't give anyone that opportunity. Then up here, I've got my res bots picking up as much army as I can up here.
I love how they're like shoving everybody.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, yes, yes, pardon me, yes, sorry, you can't sleep on the job, wake up, yes, yes, come on. Another commander for me to res, or eat, I don't remember. I think I res it. It's got
Spoilers.
I've gone T3, I've got Marauders on the field. And I'm feeling very comfortable at this point, thinking I've got it in the bag. And then the Junos start coming. So if you don't know what a Juno is, it kills scouts units and radar and jammers. And Candor has a bunch of them. It's advanced radar tower. Where are your Junos? And the other thing about Junos is they have infinite range.
How is that okay?
Well, they don't do any damage except to radar and jammers.
Ah. Well, let's fast forward until you meet again then.
I'm feeling very confident with all of my experimentals on the field. I send some airplanes in to see what damage I can do. The answer is not a lot. There's just too much hatred.
Mm-hmm.
I start bringing my experimentals down going, this will probably work. I've got a lot of them. 35 Marauders. Marauders not the toughest unit on the field, but they do a lot of damage and they're fast. And I bring a bunch of these guys down here.
But he's got a wall.
He's got a wall. I don't think I see that. I do not. I'm just bringing guys down here to reinforce this, because I'm planning on making grunt printers and just sending grunts into him as a spam tactic. I start moving in with my Marauders here. I run right into a bunch of his tanks, and they just do so much damage, and I have to retreat. I try to get around them, but it just doesn't go well. And then finally, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid of me. I should have pulled back. It was a very bad trade for me. Candor now with experimentals on the field. Core experimentals are very scary. Especially this one, the Juggernaut.
Oh.
Which he's getting out entirely too quickly. I've switched over to Razorbacks. Because I can see that Marauder's not going to cut it. We're going to go even faster now. Oh, we're going to... Nope, back. Candor coming in. I discover his unit. I have so many pawns but it's just not gonna cut it against what he's got here. I made a grunt printer to try and distract him. Unfortunately, all I did was make him angry, and here he comes. And I bring Jirai's commander out to go do some more work here.
To try and degun it.
He does a little bit of work. So I would like to keep this up. And here I just take out a huge swath of them. Another huge swath. And then boom, I go down. But it was Jirai's commander, so I didn't really go down.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jirai, I used your body. You can almost hear the oh my.
Oh my.
Just made very short work of all that.
Mm-hmm.
Accelerate again here. These two pawns just getting annihilated. So now he's coming north with that hatred there. And I know I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. I have a lot of units. I think, actually... I think I might have a slight edge in units. But I'm all in one place, and I hear the thumping of
the
this.
Juggernaut.
You can hear it all the way across the map, and I went, oh no, I know what that is. And Kendra was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And he's in full Juggernaut production now, just pumping them out. And I'm like, that's not good. So I fly down with my little flaps here. I know I have to deal with this. You could hear the rumble. Rumble, rumble, rumble. And then we get an engagement up here. I'm running away from it because I don't know how big it is. And I was like, you know what? I better just push into him. And there's nothing. I get all of it. I sold everything. Just push right through.
But then
He's got a Nor
Yeah.
force. I have set up a stout printer up here, which is one of my favorite things to do. And you can see, even though these are heavy tanks, the stout's doing remarkably well against them. Slowing him down. So he gets slowed down, and I've got another group of them to push him right in. And he actually starts pulling back, even though he could kill this away.
Right.
Which is, in my estimation, a bit of a mistake there. Because if he just pushed, it would have been over faster. But I'm just printing these out as fast as I possibly can. And there's the hatred. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to find that. Because I need that dead. So I don't want that walking this way. We'll go back up to ×8 here. You can see we've got units moving all over the map. He pushes in at me. I start moving my third commander. And these heavy tanks just tearing my poor stouts apart. I push in because I know that if these guys start firing at my units while I'm in his lines, it's going to do more damage, and you can start seeing that here.
Right, they hit each other.
They're hitting his units more than they're hitting my units. I mean, my units are dying, absolutely, very quickly. This commander is waiting for his moment.
That's a lot of metal.
That's a lot of metal. See, we've got some air units moving over here. Just trying to see what's going on. This guy just racking up the kills with the stout printer. I'm trying to get close enough to do the same thing again, but it's just not happening. Kander does not see what's coming to him. Sneaky, 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 sneak, sneaky, sneak, sneaky. Good morning! And away he goes. We've got another battle going on over here. I was concentrating on that, and he's able to get on the end of my line, which is a big problem,
Right.
which is just tearing all this up. And I go, oh no, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad.
And they can't get up the side of it.
No, they can't. My Razorbacks come up, but bad things happen to them. Up here, this, I think eventually I lose all this. I think it eventually gets cleaned up. We got 2 battles going on at the same time. This was stressful. I'm sneaking again. Trying to get rid of, pop, there goes that. Over here, I'm starting to get the better of this. He's lost most of his support units. His Juggernaut is retreating. He has another one though, which is just not okay. He's actually surpassed me on metal at this point. This commander actually helps clean all that up. Got another push coming in.
Right.
I am panicking because I'm like, he has a lot of stuff.
Right.
And he's getting a lot of metal right now because he's picking all this up. And I don't see that. I've got this random little bit of units not doing anything. I'm hitting that executive dysfunction where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Right. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Your base is pretty impressive.
My base is pretty impressive. I'm pumping out Razorbacks one every like 15 seconds or so. But he's getting such a metal infusion from all the free units, all the free metal I donated up here. And then I go, oh, hey, I shouldn't let you do that. I should murder all of you. And so I do. Well, I think I miss a couple. Actually, they might get them all. But he gets so much metal out of these units. Like, it doesn't even matter that those died. I start pushing up here because this is going to distract him from this hatred.
Hatred, yeah.
I'm just trying to keep the pressure on because I don't know what to do. I am panicking. And because I'm panicking, I'm forgetting to expend my economy, which means he is starting to kick my butt with economy there. He's got all this build power on this, and he's just getting... How many of these you got now? Got 3 of them. But they're all over here. I'm just trying everything I can. I'm not paying attention. I don't even know where my cursor is right now. Am I building up here? No. No, I'm doing stuff over here. I go through here to see what's in the middle here because I've never been able to see what's going on. I get in here and I'm like, oh, there are some guys. I've got quite the spicy Razorback line here. Razorback's very fast for how much damage they do. And then I'm like, oh, there's the Hatred's down there. Look at 62,000 metal on the field.
Up there.
He flies in with his airplanes and I'm like, yes, please, continue to do this. I want you to fly in with your airplanes. I think they got pulled by the few fighters that were there. And so I start running this way because I don't want to... I know that there's this down here. I go, okay, well, maybe I can raid him a little bit. And I push these guys down. This is going north. I don't even see it. I'm not paying attention. I'm picking all this up with my res bots. But I don't see what's going on there. I get these guys in through here. This is just trying to delay all this. I have an anti-nuke with them. He tried to nuke my units. I had an anti-nuke with them. There's just so much going on. And then I popped
a lot of that.
A lot of it. And I think at that point he says, I think that's me.
I don't even know. Where's his commander?
It's all the way down here.
Oh.
Yeah, he resigns right there because he's got nothing to stop me from getting into this base.
Aww.
And even though...
He shouldn't have resigned.
Even though he had all that army, like if he just sent that straight up there and cloaked his commander, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. But a very exciting match.
A very exciting match. I'm the kind of person who, if we play Canasta and you know that you're losing, I still want to play the whole game and count the points. Like.
Well, that's just because it gives you an opportunity to make up more rules for Canasta.
That's not true.
If you play Canasta with your wife and your wife's friends and family, just be aware that every time you try to do something, you're gonna be like, well, actually,
That's just because you didn't know the rules.
Because it's a Tuesday and it's also an odd day of the month, you can't actually do that.
Canasta is a great game, and DE actually likes it. He wouldn't tell you that.
I don't know that I like it because I don't know how to play it because the rules change every time I try. Anyway, folks, let's look at the graphs here because you can see how very closely we mirror each other. Candace surpassing me. Like, look, we're right along the same for about 10 minutes, like, exactly.
Well, and Jeray, look at Jeray's line, you know, for the time he was
Jeray's like, I'm going right. Oh, I died.
Yeah.
Fonzie was a little outclassed here. Again, she was playing defensively. Nothing to be ashamed of. I'm hoping everybody learns something from this so that the next time they can just beat the pants off me. Like, Candor, I think, could have easily won this but Fog of War, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I just managed to find the hole in his defenses before he found the hole in mine.
Yep.
But yeah, units produced. I do this thing.
Yes, I know.
This is the thing that I've done.
Died, so.
Oh, just died?
Yeah.
Units produced does the same thing. Candor killing it, literally, in units killed. But yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. That was exciting. Have a great one.